Shocking, sad, revealing, and deeply researched, PH Murder Stories podcast covers the true account of infamous killings and true crime stories from the Philippines.
There's no such thing as questions, just hidden answers. Stay tuned as we revisit the inconceivable crimes that exist.
Some listeners may find the following content of PH Murder Stories highly disturbing due to its graphic nature. PH Murder Stories does not condone nor promote violence of all sorts.
Viewer discretion is advised. Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan was a three-term Vice Mayor of Trece Martires in the province of Cavite. Several reports have indicated that his slaying was politically motivated, which should not surprise us given the barbaric nature of Philippine politics, where some, if not most politicians, couldn't let go of their power. Given the fact that a local politician in the Philippines is only allowed to serve for 3 consecutive terms in the same position they were elected to hold, it was time for Vice Mayor Lubigan to seek a higher position. Various news articles have uncovered that right before his assassination, Vice Mayor Lubigan was seriously considering running for mayor in the 2019 midterm elections, challenging then-Mayor 𝘼𝙨𝙨𝙖𝙨𝙨𝙞𝙣's wife, Isa, who was expected to replace him after the former mayor also exceeded the number of years he is eligible to hold his position. Unfortunately, we wouldn't know who would win because someone decided to end Vice Mayor Lubigan's life months before the filing of candidacy in 2018.
On July 7, 2018, Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan was traveling in a black Toyota Hilux when gunmen inside a black sports utility vehicle fired gunshots, killing the Vice Mayor on the spot. Meanwhile, witnesses also saw another black Toyota Hilux following the black SUV, which authorities claim could possibly be the getaway vehicle of the suspects. The brutal attack occurred around 3 p.m. in front of the Korean hospital on Indang Road in Trece Martires City. Lubigan's driver, Romulo Guillemer, was also killed, while his security aide, Romeo Edrinal, was critically injured and taken to the hospital. Initially, news and political analysts thought that Vice Mayor Lubigan was on the list of politicians involved in illegal drugs, as his death came in the same week when the assassinations of 2 mayors, Halili of Tanauan City, Batangas, and Ferdinand Bote of General Tinio, Nueva Ecija. However, Cavite Police Chief Senior Superintendent William Sagun said Vice Mayor Lubigan was not on the drug list. Therefore, the killing was politically motivated. You are listening to the PH Murder Stories podcast. This is the 6th episode of Season 5.
Bago matapos ang linggo, July 7, 2018, isa namang pamamaril ang nangyari sa Trece Martires City, Cavite. Sa videong ito, makikitang kakasakay pa lang ni Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan at ng driver nito sa kanyang itim na SUV nang biglang dumating ang kaparehas na sasakyan. Ilang sandali pa, sunod-sunod na putok ng baril ang narinig. Umatras abante pa ang sasakyan ng Vice Mayor matapos ang 5 segundong pamamaril.
Makikita nyo naman sa CCTV na pauwi na si Vice Mayor galing gym. Tapos ang pagsakay niya sa sasakyan, pag-alis, biglang nag-cut itong black Hilux na walang plaka nga, walang sticker. Tinabihan, hindi masyado tinabihan lang tapos niratrat. Dalawang burst of fire lang. Tinignan namin sa orasan ng CCTV, 5 seconds lang.
Ano ang pinapakita na ganun kabilis na execute yung plan nila?
Malamang na planado talaga itong ginagawa. Pag-execute sa kanya.
At yung skill set ng mga shooter?
Hindi naman natin masasabi na well skilled yung shooter dahil close range ang nangyari. Kahit naman sinong ordinaryong tao, kaya naman na nakatama sa ganong range.
Pero hindi nakapag-fireback yung kabilang side.
Wala, hindi po.
Mahigpit ang seguridad kay 𝘼𝙭Lubigan na magpunta siya sa tanggapan ng COMELEC sa City Hall ng Trece Martires para maghain ng Certificate of Candidacy sa pagka-mayor. Dumaan muna sa simbahan si Mrs. Lubigan, kasama niya sila dating Governor John Vic Rimulya, Vice Governor Jolo Revilla at mga supporters.
Bago ko nagdesisyon, tinanong ko muna ng makailang ulit ang sarili ko, tama ba itong ginagawa ko?
Ang napaslang na vice alkalde na mister ni Mrs. Lubigan ang tatakbo sanang mayor, pero bago pa siya makapag-anunsyo ng plano, tilambangan at napatay na siya. Kaya si Mrs. Lubigan ang humalili. Ang itinuturong utak ng krimen, si Mayor Melandres Disagon na kinasuhan na sa DOJ. Nasa huling termino na si Mayor Disagon, kaya ang kanyang ama na si dating Mayor Melencio Jun Disagon ang tatakbo at makakalaban ni Mrs. Lubigan.
Bakit? Kami ba pumatay? Hindi naman Hindi pa ang suspect eh. Ibig sabihin, pinagbintangan ka lang, ikaw na? Hearsay lang?
Hintayin na lang po natin ang hatol ng husgado.
Four days after the assassination of Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan and his driver, Romulo Guillemer, the Cavite police found a black Toyota Hilux believed to be used as the getaway vehicle for the suspects. It was abandoned at Mabagaw Pantihan Bridge in Maragondon town, 26 kilometers away from where the vice mayor was shot to death. According to the police, the vehicle's position suggested the driver may have attempted to dispose of it in the river below. The abandoned pickup truck also had no license plate or conduction sticker, complicating efforts to trace its owner. In the course of the investigation, the Cavite police were able to put together vital evidence that was enough to charge then-Mayor Melandres Disagon and several others of the murder of Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan in September 2018. Around this time, Disagon was believed to have flown to the United States, probably trying to evade media outrage, though reports say he was on official leave. Meanwhile, the authorities were also able to pinpoint other suspects. Maragondon Town Councilor Lawrence Arca, who disposed of the black SUV that the primary suspect used to shoot Vice Mayor Lubigan. Police uncovered that Arca sold the vehicle for 25,000 pesos. Ronel Bersamina, who received the money on behalf of Arca. Luis Abad Jr., the driver of the black Toyota Hilux, which served as the getaway vehicle of the suspects. Ariel Paiton, the primary suspect or the alleged gunman, who also happens to be an employee of the Trece Martires City Hall security unit. And 5 other suspects named John Does. In the aftermath of the assassination, the police told reporters that the alleged gunman, Ariel Paiton, told his sibling, Alex Paiton, that Mayor Melandres Disagon hired him and a group of other men to kill Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan. In disposing of the black SUV he rode on at the time of the killing, Paiton contacted and paid Maragondon Councilor Lawrence Arca 25,000 pesos to dispose of the vehicle in Maragondon. The authorities traced the black SUV to a woman who reportedly worked as a bank loan guarantor under fictitious names. Meanwhile, authorities also disclosed to the media that Luis Abad Jr. had a standing warrant for a different case.
Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan's wife, Gemma, and the widow of Romulo Guillemer, the driver of the vice mayor who was also killed in the ambush, accompanied one another in the filing of charges against Mayor Melandres Disagon and several others at the Department of Justice. In a press conference in the PNP, Gemma said that her husband had to be the ultimate sacrifice to finally expose the alleged crimes and disservice of the Disagons, an old and powerful political clan in Trece Martires City. Moreover, she also said, quote, "The filing of charges is one step forward towards attaining justice for Vice Mayor Lubigan and Manong Mulong. Itong sakit, galit, gagamitin ko pong lakas para maging matatag. Di po kami susuko sa paghahanap ng hustisya para sa kanilang dalawa. Kung ano man ang hustisya ang makukuha natin, hustisya na rin ito para sa mga ginawa nila ng kasamaan at mga hindi nila nabigyan ng magandang serbisyo sa mga tao ng Trece. Unquote. Gemma also announced in that press conference that she will be running for mayor in the 2019 midterm elections, saying she will continue her late husband's advocacies and plans for the city of Trece Martires. In context, both 𝙑𝙭𝙯 and Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan were allies under the United Nationalist Alliance political party until they had a fallout before the 2016 elections, in which Lubigan was kicked out of the political party. Based on reports and local sentiments from the people of Trece Martires, as frustrations were growing with the 𝙑𝙯𝙯's way of leadership and alleged corrupt practices, the locals were beginning to lean towards supporting three-term Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan's bid for mayor. This threatened the 𝙑𝙯𝙯 clan, which Mayor Melendres 𝙑𝙯𝙯, also on his third term, initially planned for his wife 𝘼𝙨 to replace him. However, the threat of 𝘼𝙨, who was probably inexperienced, facing off against a more seasoned politician like Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan, means that the 𝙑𝙯𝙯 political dominance throughout Trece Martires would come to an end.
In October 2018, Melendres 𝙑𝙯𝙯 and his camp responded to the murder charges filed against him. In his counter-affidavit filed before the DOJ, Mayor 𝙑𝙯𝙯 claims that he had no hand in the killing of Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan. He also claimed in his affidavit, quote, "I have no motive whatsoever to have the late Vice Mayor killed. It is the last term of office and I will not run anymore for any position. The death of the Vice Mayor will not benefit me or my family personally or politically. There is simply no motive on my part, even a political motive, for it is a political suicide to commit such a horrible crime, for it may affect and destroy the reputation of our family." Unquote. Mayor 𝙑𝙯𝙯 also criticized the testimony of Alex Paiton, the brother of alleged gunman 𝘼𝙨𝙯𝙯, claiming that all were hearsay. In addition, 𝙑𝙯𝙯's legal team also presented witnesses to counter the allegations against him, one of which was 𝘼𝙨𝙯𝙯's daughter, Wilma, who denied that her father admitted committing the crime to his brother, Alex. In the same counter-affidavit, 𝙑𝙯𝙯 went as far as to imply that it was Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan's wife, Gemma, who was really behind the murder. 𝙑𝙯𝙯 said, quote, "How convenient it is that when the fateful event happened, the better half of the Vice Mayor was opportunely left at the gym because allegedly she was not done yet with her routine. Was she forewarned that something would happen? And now she is running for office and using this unfortunate incident as a propaganda to further her bid." Unquote. Around this time, Gemma Lubigan had already filed her certificate of candidacy to run for mayor, and she was facing off with Mayor Melendres 𝙑𝙯𝙯's father, former Mayor Leoncio 𝙑𝙯𝙯 Jr., instead of the wife of Melendres, 𝘼𝙨. In her reply to the counter-affidavit filed by Mayor 𝙑𝙯𝙯, she told reporters, quote, "Wala na silang maidahilan. Hindi na nila mabigyan ng katwiran yung pagpatay sa aking asawa. Yun na lang nakikita kong dahilan, na lahat na lang na pwedeng sabihin nating walang kakwenta-kwentang dahilan, yun na lang sasabihin nila." Gemma also said that while she and her husband were together at the gym, they were meant to leave separately since they brought different cars. She denied she knew beforehand what would happen to her husband. Gemma and her legal team insisted that there was probable cause to charge 𝙑𝙯𝙯. It says that Romeo Edrinal, Lubigan's aide who survived the shooting, personally saw and positively identified the alleged gunman, 𝘼𝙨𝙯𝙯, who shot to death Lubigan and another aide, Romulo Guillemer. Edrinal himself suffered life-threatening injuries. Meanwhile, in proving Maragondon Councilor Lawrence Arca's involvement in disposing of the vehicle, Gemma's legal team attached the affidavits of 3 witnesses. Henry Dino, a former member of the Philippine Marines, said Councilor Arca instructed him to turn over the vehicle, a black Toyota Hilux, to Maragondon Cavite Municipal Councilor Joel Ange. Councilor Ange testified and claimed Councilor Arca called to ask him for a temporary parking space for the vehicle. Meanwhile, a man named Henry Aliaga claimed that he saw the vehicle parked in front of the house of the alleged gunman. All three witnesses said they would later learn about the getaway vehicle from news reports on its involvement in the assassination of Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan.
In February 2019, the DOJ announced that the investigating panel, led by Senior Deputy State Prosecutor Rosendel Rex Gingoyon, junked the double murder and frustrated murder charges filed against Mayor Melandras de Sagun for lack of probable cause. However, the prosecutors found probable cause to indict the alleged gunman, 𝘼𝙭𝙮𝙧, for 2 counts of murder and Councilor Lawrence Arca of Maragondon, Cavite as an accessory to the crime. According to reports, Councilor Arca posted bail and the alleged gunman, Python, was still missing at the time. It took the authorities 5 years to catch Python. On March 10, 2023, the police were able to pinpoint Python's location and finally cornered him in Barangay Santa Ana, Antipolo in Rizal Province after conducting months-long surveillance. Before the arrest, the suspect tried to evade the authorities by firing shots at them, but the police were still able to successfully apprehend Python. So far, the arrest of the alleged gunman of Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan was the latest update from this case. We hope the suspect will finally shed some light on who was really behind this brutal murder of the former Vice Mayor and his driver, Romulo Guillemer.
In the assassination of Vice Mayor Lubigan, we believe that justice is not entirely served yet. But the arrest of the alleged gunman in 2023 is a welcoming development that could open a lot of possibilities in finding out why the heartbreaking incident on July 7, 2018 had transpired. As for the late Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan's wife, Gemma, she went on to become mayor of Trece Martires, defeating former Mayor de Sagun's father in the 2019 midterm elections. In 2022, Mayor Gemma Lubigan was successful in her re-election bid, this time against the alleged mastermind of her husband's murder, former Mayor Melandras de Sagun, who up to this day vehemently denies his involvement in the assassination of Alex Lubigan. Thank you for listening to PH Murder Stories.
If you like this episode, give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
You can also support our show on Patreon. Any amount you donate would benefit our team to keep doing what we love, which is to provide more true crime episodes for our listeners. Link in the description.
For further updates from our show, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at PH Murder Stories. And subscribe to our YouTube channel at PH Murder Stories.
This podcast may be based on true events with names, characters, and incidents that are either products of the creator's imagination or used fictitiously. Any similarity to real individuals or events is coincidental.